The disappearing moon. The scared squirrel. Squirrel was scared. He could not eat. He could not sleep. He could only worry. What is the matter, squirrel? Asked raccoon. Why are you so worried? Haven't you noticed? Asked squirrel. The moon is disappearing. We need to get all the food we can now before it is too late. Deer and raccoon looked up at the moon. The moon is not disappearing, said raccoon. Yet is it, said squirrel. It is smaller than it was last night. Just wait tomorrow. It will be even smaller. The next day, the animals looked at the moon. Is the moon really getting smaller? Asked Deer. I don't know, said Raccoon. But there was no question. A few nights later, the moon really was smaller. Squirrel is right, said Raccoon. The moon is disappearing. What is this I hear about the moon disappearing? Asked Skunk. Look, Squirrel pointed up at the moon. Only three quarters of the moon was left now. It is disappearing, said Skunk. The wish-old owl. A few nights passed and only half of the moon was left. The animals feared the moon would soon disappear. After a week, their fears came true. The moon disappeared. They all ran to Wise and Owl to tell him that the moon had disappeared. You're all very silly, said Owl. Gather around and I will teach you a lesson about the moon. There are two things you need to know about the moon, said Owl. First, the moon does not shine on its own. The sun lights up the moon. Second, the moon does not sit still in the sky. It moves around Earth. Oh yes, said Owl. There is one more thing you need to know. The moon is like a ball. The sun can only light up the side of the moon. So when the moon moves around Earth, you see only the part of the side that the sun lights up. Owl went on to say that sometimes you only see half on the lighted side. This is called a half moon, he said. At other times you see all of the lighted side. This is called a full moon, and sometimes you do not see the lighted side at all. You see the dark side. This is called the new moon. But don't worry, the moon did not disappear, said Owl. Soon after a new moon, you will see a small part of the lighted side come back. The other animals began to feel better after listening to Owl talk. A few nights after Owl's lesson, the animals were out playing. Squirrel looked up and saw a smaller sliver of the moon. Owl was right. Squirrel yelled, the moon is coming back. The moon grew bigger each night. Soon there was a full moon again. The animals had a full moon party.